We are the Designated Pundits, and today we have some MLS Matchday 4 picks. We have some of the best bets and predictions for Week 4. Can't wait to get into it. Let's get going. I'm Bob here with Scott and Alex, and we're here to navigate Match Day 4, which is a very tricky slate. It seems like there's a lot of away teams that we want to bet on, so we're kind of trying to temper our expectations but still take advantage of what we think is a fantastic sportsbook week. Guys, how you doing today?
Doing good. A little rushed. Trying to get home from work. Thanks, everybody, for waiting. But, yeah, let's go.
Let's get into it. Alex, how you doing today?
Not bad. My picks haven't been exactly stellar this year, but I'm okay.
I'm waiting for like a ghost to walk up behind Alex, but after one of our shootings, like just the shadow of his head, it just looks like a scary place over there. Not as scary as
I'm a scary person, though. Yeah, I'm a scary person. I mean, what do you expect? What kind of background would you want? Roses and lavender? Come on, man.
Maybe. Okay, let's take a look at our sportsbook picks. Of course, we were in the green again. You see some red there. Scott and Alex both had 1 for 3 weeks. Myself brought it up with a 5-1 weekend. Dion, 2-1, but a plus 214 bet. He's hitting all these plus money plays this week. That brings us to plus 2.98 units on a 9-8 weekend, 17 wagers. You can see our stats there. We could pull it up, and of course, this is all going to be on Twitter X, on Blue Sky, wherever you want to find us. On the season, 31 and 27 on 58 wagers, plus 9.69 units. We are solid in the green here, and we have another great weekend of matches coming. Again, it's hard to temper the optimism sometimes because no matter how good your card is, when you're playing 6, 7, 8 matches, you're losing a few. I can't pick what they are. But let's go through it together. If you're watching at home, make sure you drop a comment. We can pull those right up. Good weekend of games, Adam. I agree. It would be the Red Palms to let you down. Yep, that sounds about right. But we've been good betting on Red Bull so far this season. So let's look here. Red Bull hosting Orlando. This game's going to be Saturday, 2:30, Sports Illustrated Stadium. I will be in attendance. This is our first early Saturday match since MLS changed their format. We've been doing a lot of late night games. It seems like 7:30 just about each and every week. Let's look at the odds here. Red Bull New York at plus 120, Orlando plus 210. In the draw is at plus 230. So you got some good numbers there. Over under 2.5 goals, minus 112 to the over and plus 100 to the under. And if you're watching on YouTube or on our Spotify stream, which now has video, that's something new. You can see the Red Bull and Orlando team total odds on the bottom of the page there. I have an official play. Let me pull up my line here and see, Scott, you also have an official play. Why don't you shoot first?
Yeah, I have an official play. It's a little more conservative than yours. I'm looking at Red Bull or draw and under 2.5 goals at plus 110. Now, to justify that, I think that the Red Bull are still a tremendous team. Obviously, we saw them get to the MLS Cup final last season. We've seen them play well this year. They added some offensive help, but it hasn't turned this into like some, all conquering shootout offense. They're just a little bit better. The thing about this game, though, is that Lewis Morgan is out, and there's quite a few other injuries for New York. So they're a little bit light on help, but this is still a very sound, very solid team. I think they have enough to overcome Orlando at home where the Red Bulls are good. But I just think it'll be a little bit lower scoring game. And if Orlando gets like a 1-1 draw or something like that, I want to be covered. The Red Bulls do love a draw at home. You say that all the time. So I just want to be covered on that draw. But I see this being a low-scoring game.
Let's go over to Alex, who also has a pro Red Bull play.
Yeah, I don't think I took the Red Bull in this game. Am I wrong? But I don't like this game, to be honest with you. I don't like Lewis Morgan being out. I don't like Cam Harper being out. Red Bull have screwed me at home before. If anything, I'm going to take a double chance at either team or pick out a straight up draw in this game. Orlando, to me, doesn't scare me at all. I like the Palisades decoration forward's pretty good. But Muriel, McGuire's still out. I see draw here, if anything, but I'm going to look somewhere else if I want to make a recommendation. I don't like this game at all.
I'll make a correction here. That was Dion with the pro Red Bull play. That's Red Bull at plus 120, which is also my official pick. And this I was so confident in, I made it an official play on my sportsbook article, which is dropping on our website and on Hooligan Soccer, hopefully sometime tonight. And this really is an anti-Orlando play. I like Red Bull. I like Red Bull at home. I like how they attacked Nashville early, got 2 early goals, and completely shut the door. In fact, Red Bull's only allowed 1 goal all season so far. They don't need to be scoring in bunches in order to play. We are missing players. Cameron Harper is the notable one. That's it. That is it. Lewis Morgan had 1 game for Red Bull this season, and we lost that match, and we did not score. So I don't really kind of take that as very much because he hadn't contributed so far anyway. This could still be a very good team without him. But again, Orlando, that's the team I want to talk about because they have been awful on defense so far. They've allowed 8 goals in 3 matches, tying Toronto FC for most in Major League Soccer. And the big thing that I see them is they are playing without Wilder Cartagena, who was one of the best players for this team last season. So much so that Eduard Atuesta, who was signed to replace him, who I think is a fantastic player who's going to build up chemistry with Araujo throughout the season, it's not there yet. And because of that, Orlando's whole defense has been struggling. They've been starting Schlegel, who is a number 3 or 4 on almost every other Major League Soccer team. This defense is not good, and they're not scoring enough goals to make up for it. So I'm taking Red Bull at plus 120 here. Again, Orlando's defense has been absolutely miserable. 4 goals, 2 goals, on all their matches this season. And I think Red Bull's going to do the same thing that they did to Nashville. Get up early, get up often, take the first half lead into the locker room, and then just close the door. Orlando, yeah, they have Marco Pasalic and all those other guys, but it just something has just been a little bit off. And I think it's really on defense that they're going to be attacked. I don't think they stand any chance here.
I just want to point out Orlando's defense, not great. Half of their goals they gave up to an absolutely electric Philadelphia offense. If you take that away, not quite as bad.
They also got scored on twice by NYCFC last week, and those were goals that were just chaotic. They were not built on from skill. They were built on from, the ball bounced in a funny direction, let's jump on it. Orlando was absolutely flat-footed, and NYCFC, if they can cause that kind of chaos, I think Red Bull can too, so I'm going to take Red Bull here. Final picks, me and Dion with New York Red Bulls plus 120, Scott with Red Bull double chance in under 2.5 goals at plus 110. Alex with no official play. Heading into the second match of the weekend. Now we have 9 matches we're going to talk about today. Not every single one. Next one is going to be Toronto hosting the Chicago Fire.
Is there a reason they're upside down? Toronto on the logo is upside down. I mean, Canadians already don't like us. They don't like us already, Bob. There's no reason to put Toronto FC upside down logo here on the thing. I mean, seriously, what are you trying to start, World War III? Come on, man.
BMO Field at 2:30. This match is going to be, let's talk about it. Toronto FC plus 105, home favorites somehow. Chicago Fire plus 210, and the draw is at plus 270. There are 3 pro Chicago plays, and they are by each one of us. Why don't we throw over to Alex first?
Yeah, this is more about I don't like Toronto. The upside down logo should say it all right here. I talked about last week. They're one of the worst of the East. We're the second to last next to Montreal. They give up a lot of goals. They don't score any goals. Insigne is still sitting around and getting paid not to play. That's a distraction in the locker room until that gets resolved. I don't like Toronto at all. I'm never looking to take them at all until they get rid of this Insigne thing. Berhalter, what brought new life to Chicago. I think they could score some goals. And in this game, they're going to go on the road. I think they're going to win this game outright. Was it minus 140? I'm taking them straight up to win. Plus 105. I'm taking Chicago straight up to win. What did I take on this? My bad. Hold on.
You took the Chicago double chance at minus
That's a double chance. Yes, I was going to take him straight up, and then at the last second, like, you know what? 1-1, something. I don't want to get screwed. Chicago's getting points in this game one way or the other. That's why I'm taking them right here.
And me and Scott went another route. Instead of taking Chicago on the double chance at minus 140 and making sure the bet lands no matter what, we did the draw no bet at plus 150. Like, we're getting 90 extra points on that. I like that a little better. We are still protecting against the 0-0 1-1 loss because I think there is some volatility here. Chicago hasn't exactly proven themselves over the past few years, although I do also agree they're on the correct trajectory. They beat Dallas in Dallas 3-1 last week. They drew DC United 2-2 the previous week. They did get blown out by the Columbus Crew, but I don't think that losing 4-2 to the Columbus Crew on opening day in Columbus is anything shameful at all, especially for a team in a rebuild.
Yeah, I don't think that means anything at all, actually, about either team. The only thing about Chicago that kind of led me to feel like I needed to protect is that their defense is prone to giving up some goals. And looking at their sort of availability, right? Kellen Acosta is questionable. Haile Selassie is questionable, I think. Miller's questionable. Zinkernagel is questionable. There's just a long list of guys, right?
I heard Zinkernagel's coming back, though. That's what I read. He's supposed to be back this week. But still,
he's on
Gutierrez has stepped up. Yeah. Listen, Chicago, I didn't mean to interrupt. Chicago scored a goal in every game this year. They just need one here, and I'm thinking they can get a result there. But just wanted a double chance, just in case Toronto or Tedeschi, something happens, boom. But I don't like Toronto at all.
I think Chicago's going to concede, right? I think they are liable to concede a goal, and weird things happen. And if Toronto sort of gets a little head of steam going, yeah, they could get something out of this game. And I think that was just the thought in my mind that weird things could happen. Toronto is at home. They had a bad start to the season on the road. They might try and get something going here in Chicago after a couple of road games. I thought the win against Dallas was a bit fluky. I just want a little protection. I don't know, Bob, if you felt a similar sort of logic.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing as for every weapon you could point out on Chicago. Toronto has a way to let them concede. But again, it's at home. You're in Toronto. There's a little bit of travel involved. Toronto started their new forward, Ola Brynhildsen. So he's going to be there. He is a very, very late preseason signing. Don't know a lot about him. But for the Fire, we got Bamba, we got Gutierrez, we have Kuipers. A lot of good pieces here. And I do trust Greg Berhalter. I said it again. Do trust Greg Berhalter. Adam says he's taking Kuipers to score anytime goal, score close to game time. Yeah, get it as close to the time of kickoff as you can. And I wouldn't mind throwing Gutierrez in as an anytime goal or assist guy. It'll be like maybe in the minus 150 range. But if you can pair it with something, that might be cooking with fire there. Official plays for this match. Chicago draw no bet plus 150 for me. Chicago no draw bet plus 150 for Scott. Alex, Chicago on the double chance minus 140, and Dion with no official play. Now let's talk about the other New York City team who's also at home. NYCFC hosting the New England Revolution. This game is at 7:30 in Yankee Stadium. Should be interesting. NYCFC off a win in Orlando at home, and New England Revolution have scored how many goals yet this season? Is it zero goals this season? Yeah, they are awful. NYCFC is minus 150. New England Revolution plus 340, and the draw is at plus 300. Over under 2.5 goals, minus 148 to the over, plus 116 to the under. These all have to be NYCFC goals. But when you look at the stats here, over 1.5 goals is minus 104, minus 122 to the under. So you got some good stats there. Looks like it's going to be a nice day. NYCFC, who has an official play in this one? It is Alex. We're going to throw it over to you. You're taking NYCFC to win at minus 150 now. It was minus 140 when you put it in the sheet, though.
Right. This is more about I don't like New England. Once Companion went out, I don't know how they're going to score. Caleb Porter already getting heat. NYCFC, I kind of like what they've been what I've seen so far this year. Martinez looks pretty good to me. They're at home. I don't see how New England's. This is one of the times where we've taken a lot of road teams. This is not a road team I'm looking at getting any kind of result here. playing in that bandbox in the Yankee Stadium. I'm expecting goals here. I'm expecting more goals on the NYCF side. If anything, New England has trouble scoring. I really love NYCFC here to win this game pretty easily.
I was trying to find a place where NYCFC could be susceptible, and it's like the left side without O'Toole, who's going to be suspended. Maybe Langoni can take advantage of something, but I agree with you. I think NYCFC should be minus 210. Like, I think it is that drastic. They're at home. They're fantastic at home anyway. Maybe we're thinking Revolution, they play on turf too. There might be like a little kind of solidarity there or something. I don't know. I can't think of any reason why the New England Revolution should be better than plus 340 odds. I think they're going to stink this one up for sure. We do have one official play. That's Alex NYCFC at minus 140. Going safe. No dance partner there to try to push up the odds like something I would do. He's just going straight for NYCFC. Now, we're going to move on to Sporting KC, who's hosting Minnesota United. This game is 8:15 on Saturday at Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City. SKC is plus 140 somehow, and Minnesota United plus 175. The draw is at plus 240. Those are real odds that I found, and I was trying to say why, because this is one I was so confident in. Minnesota United on the draw no bet at plus 105 is one of my official plays that's going to drop in my article again later tonight. I don't know why these odds are surprising to me. Sporting KC have had 5 opportunities this season to lose, and they've taken all 5 of those opportunities. They lost to Austin FC, who scored their only 2025 goal in that match. They lost to DC United, San Jose Quakes. Not ideal way to start the season here. Minnesota, the one thing I can think of is that they've struggled a little bit on offense. They've only scored 1 goal in each match. They've won 2 matches by a 1-0 scoreline, and then they lost 1-0 to LAFC on opening day. Again, I don't think that there's any negatives to be taken away from that match. You play a really good team at home on the opener. These things happen. Minnesota, I think, is going to win outright. I just want to protect against something. SKC's played 2 matches every week until this week 4. So I think maybe if they get a little extra sleep, I don't even know what we could even say, but just because we haven't seen them play fresh, I have to think that they might have a chance of winning. The plus 140 implies that Vegas is right there and thinks Sporting KC is the better of the 2 teams. But Minnesota United plus 175, that's pretty good for an away side too. We do have official plays by Scott and Dion. They are both jumping on board with the draw no bet at plus 105.
Absolutely. I like Minnesota sort of straight up, but weird things happen on the road. Minnesota isn't scoring with like a ton of freedom, and I think a little bit their road style is to be compact, be tight, don't let the other team get at them, and then try and steal something. And if a bounce doesn't go their way or something, they could easily 0-0 or 1-1 this game and end up with the draw. So I just wanted a little protection against that. But I really love, kind of picking on Kansas City right now. I agree with all the logic that you brought into it. I think Minnesota's the team to have.
I will move on to the next slide. Here you see 3 of us. Minnesota draw no bet at plus 105. Alex, you were the lone person holding out. Was this just a thing on premise, or did you see something here?
I wanted to take Minnesota straight up. So many road teams this week, man. I had to back off, and that's why that's racing. This is one of the road teams. Like, I think Minnesota is going to win straight up, but it's too many road teams I like this week, so I just decided the odds are that's not going to happen. That's why I backed off this game. But I think Minnesota really should. And I like to add that Peter Vermes. I mean, the clock's got to be ticking on this guy. Seriously.
Itchy Nishi says, I said Manchester. Minnesota 3, Sporting KC 0.
Yeah, I think Vermes, it's got to get hot from him soon. I don't know how much longer he can last, but
when we talk,
it doesn't look too good. It doesn't look too good for me what Sporting Kansas City has on paper.
I agree, but when we talk to the guys from No Other Pod earlier in this offseason, they were like, no, this is a 3 transfer window rebuild, and he has 3 transfer windows, and the expectations are low. I I don't know, man. I'm not comfortable with that.
That's
Yeah.
hard. That's hard to stomach, man. That's
Yeah.
crazy hard to stomach. But that's what they said, and they seemed really
Okay.
good. So
All right.
Let's move on and talk about St. Louis City hosting the Seattle Sounders. This game's Saturday, 8:30, Energizer Park. St. Louis City at the home team is plus 145 to win. Seattle plus 185 to win, and the draw's at plus 220. Looks like St. Louis over under a goal and a half is plus 146 to the over, minus 188 to the under. So we're looking at the under of a goal and a half there. Seattle over under goal and a half, plus 180 to the over, minus 235 to the under. It seems like the under is set for both of these squads. We have, for the first time on our show this season, conflicting plays. Scott, you are going over 2.5 goals at plus 105. I'll update it in the doc right now to give you that extra penny. Plus 106 was the official game time. Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Sell
Let's
us.
go. Look, I have been hot on Seattle's offense ever since they announced the signing of Jesus Ferreira. St. Louis discovered an offense last week, which was on my unfortunate downfall. I think that these teams can score goals and will have to score goals. Seattle has the offense to actually cover this by themselves. St. Louis's defense is really good. Seattle's defense is really good. But, I have a hard time seeing these two teams who have discovered offensive form, finding a way to keep this game quiet. I think a 2-1 game, 2-2 game is kind of in the cards here. Things are going to open up, and we're going to see that overhit.
I completely disagree, and I see Alex is here with me. Our plays are a little different. Both teams to score no. So a 3-0 Seattle win could have us all in the positive, but for me, the both teams to score no was a pro St. Louis play. They haven't allowed a goal this season.
Yep,
Not one.
I think that changes. Changes this week.
Seattle Sounders have allowed 6. That's 2 goals per game. But historically, Seattle's a fantastic defense. I think St. Louis City really is cooking with fire. I think you're on the wrong side of St. Louis, to be completely honest. I had them a little low to start the season because of the travel. They're going West Coast every other week. Well, they're not going West Coast this week. They're staying home. And I think that means everything. Hartel and Tuchert, who were fantastic at the end of last season, over a goal per 90 minutes each scored in this one. And then you had who coming off the bench, putting one in the back of the net there at the very end, Simon Betcher, who someone showed me their scorecard, because that's what people do now. People send me their bets on Twitter and Blue Sky, like, hey, look what I landed. And oftentimes they're terrible, terrible plays. This was a 3-leg parlay, 3 teams to win with 3 goal scorers, and they all hit for like something ridiculous, like plus 6,000 or something like that. And yeah, Betcher was the one that he chose to score on St. Louis City, and it was the final leg of that parlay. I'm on this side. I think that there's going to be low scoring in this game. I have to go against you there. I think that Seattle does have the firepower, but Pedro Del Vega went down with an injury. They are not in good form. Paul Arriola out for the season now. We found that out today.
To be fair, I made my pick before the Paul Arriola news broke, but I do think this team is actually better without Pedro de la Vega. I think their offense is more dynamic without Pedro de la Vega. To be completely honest, too, and transparent here, I am divested from whoever wins this. I don't care who wins. I just need at least 3 goals to be scored. And that I do think is possible. Like you said, Seattle's defense has had quite a lot of rotation this season, and they are giving up goals they don't usually give up. Sure. St. Louis has just discovered, remember, they haven't conceded a goal, but also they hadn't scored any goals going into this last week either. So they've just figured that out. Things are going to change. I think St. Louis, they need to win at home now. So they are going to have to be a little bit more open. And I think we're going to see, goals being scored in this game.
We will find out for sure very soon. 3 plays. Me and Alex, both teams to score no at minus 105. Scott over 2.5 goals at plus 105. Not quite contradictory, but as close as we're going to get on the show for today. Let's move on to Snapdragon Stadium, where San Diego FC hosts the Columbus Crew. This game is going to be Saturday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, and this is going to be a match. I think that these are two fantastic teams who are going to be fighting it off. We see San Diego FC at plus 150, Columbus Crew at plus 160, and the draw at plus 250. I see I'm the only one, me and Dion, who can't be tonight, have the same play. That's Crew draw no bet at plus 100. It was tough stomaching another, away team on the road, all these things going on. San Diego FC, once they lost Irving Lozano, this offense looked significantly worse for one match. Anders Dreyer last week with Ingvartsen looked pretty good. I think Ingvartsen's going to hit the wing. We might even get a little Thomas Angel start in this match, which I would really love to see. I want to watch this game, so I want to bet on this match. And the best thing I found was the Crew draw no bet at plus 100. And it went like this. We were talking about all the players missing from San Diego and Columbus and how they're going to. I spent 15 minutes on a live stream last night talking about this game. And I said the word coach, and then I stopped. And I said, yeah, you know what? I haven't considered the coaching disparity here. Mikey Veras, completely unproven in Major League Soccer. He's had a couple good results, but we don't know a whole lot about him. Am I going to take any rookie MLS coach against Wilfred Nancy? Absolutely not. And certainly not a grown man who calls himself Mikey. No chance. I've made fun of that so much, and then I heard, I think it was Winalda said it on his show. I'm like, oh, come on, that was my joke, man. But it's absolutely true. Have some respect. Wilfred Nancy, I think, is cooking with fire here. And the fact that we get Crew on a draw no bet at plus 100, you're not going to see that a lot this season, whether they're home or away.
I know Mikey's a rookie MLS coach. He's really a rookie professional coach in a lot of ways. But I just watched San Diego play live, and I got to tell you, that team is fundamentally sound.
I love them this year. Absolutely.
Their ability to play out of the back, the way that they are attacking and exploiting space, that is not rookie level at all. And they have real veteran leadership in that group. They have real players in that group, who can be coaches on the field. And so as Columbus sort of is still sort of missing that top end for me, that's where this one got really, scary for me to choose because San Diego is very capable. They don't give up. They go, balls to the wall the whole time. They're very capable of taking this game.
I agree. They are very capable of taking this game.
I just don't know what they're going to do. San Diego could also just come out and do nothing. Like, it's scary because you're right. Wilfred Nancy.
I did take the draw no bet to get a little extra insurance. And I thought that, plus 100 from plus 160. Okay, I'll give 60 points for the draw insurance. And I think the draw at plus 250 is actually a really solid bet too, if you don't think this game has a winner. Alex, do you have a lean or anything in this?
Yeah, I don't. Lozano was out, scared me. Columbus, it's hard to go against Columbus, man. That's what, again, road team again. I was like, well, I like Columbus, but I can't take another road team. I do like, for some reason, I think this game is going to have goals. I don't know why. On the East Coast, MLS after dark, weird shit happens. I have a funny feeling this game's got it. I kind of like the over 2.5 plus 114. If I had to do something, I'm going to predict a lot of goals in this game, but I'm not going to go any other direction right now. It's, Columbus a little banged up in the back. Anything, I think there'll be a lot of goals in this game.
Bob, does it worry you that Columbus just went 0-0 with Houston at home?
No, it hasn't.
All right.
I think that Houston has been underperforming. Their offense looked so lazy. So their defense looked so lazy earlier on this season. It was bound to pop back up somewhere. Those results, I think that was more of a fluke than an indication of where the team is right now. Me and Dion are going to take Columbus. Draw no bet at plus 100 in this matchup. Moving on, Philadelphia Union hosts Nashville SC Sunday. 2:25 p.m. at Subaru Park. This is going to be nationally televised here. And I really wanted a pro Philadelphia play. You see the little infinity gauntlet on there because this team has been a wrecking crew. 3-0, 10 goals with only 3 conceded. There's no doubt they have an advantage at home against Nashville. I want a pro Philadelphia play, but look at these odds. Philadelphia Union minus 135. I can't play that. And I can't play it especially because we're airing this on Thursday. Most people are going to listen to it on Friday morning. And when I started writing my notes, it was Union at minus 125. It is shifted to minus 135. By the time you're listening to this, it might be minus 145 or minus 155. I need to find another way. And I think I did that. Got a little creative here with the Philadelphia Union first half win, plus 130. Philadelphia scoring early and often. I think that is going to be the best price here on the first half win. Union scored 3 goals in first halves this season, and Nashville conceded 2 first half goals in their only road game against Red Bull. Going back to last season, Nashville scored only 0.29 goals in first halves on the road, while allowing exactly 1. I think Philly's going to win. They should also win the first half, which is significantly better odds, plus 130 over minus 135 or 45 or 55 whenever you're watching this show. And just by the nature of the bet and seeing it on Alex Sports Card, I knew I talked him into it as well.
That is correct. That is absolutely correct. And, I don't like Nashville at all. The way Philadelphia scoring Baribo when he's got 6 goals already. Why not take him again at any time goal scorer? I don't even know what the odds are. But I think Philadelphia wins just how you want to do it. Straight up minus, like you said, it's probably going to go higher and higher as time goes. The plus ones, I gotta be honest, I copycat you. I saw the plus first half Philadelphia. I'm like, yeah, they should definitely score in the first half. Plus 130? Yes. What?
Yep.
Yeah, I like that bet also. Yeah, I don't. This is more about not liking Nashville. How hot Philadelphia is right now, and they're home. I expect them to win this game. I expect them to score numerous goals.
There's not a lot of I should say there's not a lot of history for Nashville this season. 3 games, what is that? 0-0 against New England. We all think New England is bad, so that's not good. 2-0 loss to the Red Bulls.
That really was more like a 5-0. I mean, they had nothing going in that match.
Yeah, could have been a lot more. And then a 2-0 win over a really struggling Portland team. Interestingly, it's the both teams to score no has hit in all of theirs. This could be another one. I don't have tons of faith in Philly's defense necessarily, but my lack of faith in Nashville's offense is greater than that. So if you're looking for another plus money to play, that's plus 130. So you could
Philly's
go with that.
Defense was absolute Swiss cheese last year, and allowing a goal a game for the first 3 matches doesn't really give an indication of whether that's good or bad. That could easily sway with just one match. But I think what I've seen is Denley Jean-Jacques, the new center defensive midfielders, kind of clean things up back there a little bit, playing that destroyer role. And with the Bradley Carnell press, man, this team is turbocharged this year. 2 official plays here, me and Alex, both Union first half at plus 130. This match I almost feel bad for because I had a pro Galaxy play when they faced off against Portland, and I pulled it and Dion left it. So we had a play together. Now it's going to be Dion riding alone. Portland Timbers hosting LA Galaxy. This is the Sunday 4:45 match at Providence Park in Portland. Portland Timbers are plus 125 to win. LA Galaxy plus 190 and the draw plus 250. I wonder how much these odds are going to change after LA Galaxy's definitive win against Herediano last night. They have been down and out so far this season, but looked really good in that one and are going to advance in the CONCACAF. Interested to see if anyone else has a lean here. My official lean was LA Galaxy on the draw no bet at plus 115. I think that is a great number. Portland is struggling. However, as bad as Portland was through points last season, they were a fantastic home squad, and it didn't always make sense.
It didn't always make sense. You're absolutely right. That was the thing about Portland. For me, I still look at Portland. Jonathan Rodriguez is still out. I think that really affects the offense. I think we all think DaCosta is a nice player. but they are still missing a key component to that offense, which is what made it good. The defense is still bad. The Galaxy, I have seen Herediano. I have seen Herediano live. I do not care that they beat Herediano. That really means nothing to me. If anything, it just means short week, short rest. I thought the Galaxy looked really, really bad against St. Louis. I thought they've looked really bad against all of their MLS opposition. If anything, I'm just straight up taking an under, like under 2.5 plus 130 plus 136. It's like 130 right now. So that would be my lean. Alex, I don't know if that's how you feel.
I'm trying to think of a way to like talk myself into Portland possibly winning this match besides just saying they're at home and leaving it there. That's not really great soccer analysis. Maybe like Maxime Crepeau, who knows Galaxy really well. He played them, with LAFC all for those 2 seasons there. I got nothing, man. He even missed, Pantemis had been in net, did those 3 penalty saves we talked about last. I have no idea here.
Crepeau is
one official play
as questionable, by the way. So it's like,
yeah. Dion is going to ride alone. Galaxy draw no bet at plus 115. I kind of pulled the rug out from a few minutes before showtime here. He will ride alone as we head into the last match, 7 o'clock on Sunday, the primetime game that most people are going to watch. And what a shock. Inter Miami's playing in Atlanta, hosting Inter Miami this Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern time at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Inter Miami plus 135 to win, Miami plus 170 and plus 260 for the draw. Atlanta over under a goal and a half, minus 122 to the over, minus 104 to the under. And Miami over under a goal and a half, plus 102 to the over, minus 130 to the under. I was flirting with the Miami over 1.5 goals at plus 102, almost even money. Then I said, Atlanta, they were really good on defense. They just shut Red Bull out. And I know that Red Bull's offense should not be compared by any means to Inter Miami, but it was a great showing by a defense that we might not always consider a great defense, but does definitely have some really good pieces here. Atlanta has had Miami's number all last season with the wins during the regular season. They were actually undefeated against Miami, and that went on to the postseason win for Atlanta. I think we're getting numbers on last year's performances without looking at what the teams are doing right now. Inter Miami, they had a CONCACAF match this week. Okay, I don't care. They've had more player rotation than any other team in Major League Soccer. They have 18 players with at least 45 minutes in Major League Soccer play. That's not counting CONCACAF. In 3 matches, 18 players with at least 45 minutes. That shows the strength that this team has going on. I don't know what their offense is going to look like. I would expect Messi is going to make an appearance because there's going to be a packed Atlanta stadium here, but I don't think being on turf, he's going to play a full 90 minutes or anything even close. I am taking Inter Miami on the draw no bet at plus 106 because I want protection against the draw. We also don't know about Emmanuel Latte-Lath, who's in concussion protocol. The average 10 days would put him 4 days after this match, but with concussions, you never know. He could wake up fine on Saturday and go on Sunday. And unfortunately, we won't know until at least Friday evening when MLS puts out his first injury report. Atlanta does have Almiron, Saba, Alexei Miranchuk. There's room for volatility here, but how many times does Miami need to do it before we just say, okay, we should just take them really seriously? I'm getting protection and a positive number on Miami. That won't happen 5 weeks from now. So I'm going to take advantage while I can. Miami draw no bet at plus 106. Anyone else have any thoughts? I'm the only official play here.
I looked into this game and I wanted to do something like both teams to score. I wanted to do something like over having to go to over 3.5 goals. That kind of scared me off a little bit because of what Atlanta did against the Red Bulls. I looked at like both teams to score. That's minus 230. Like I can't do that. So a couple of things scared me. I don't know. I don't know if this like makes you lean towards looking at Atlanta team totals or something, but remember Drake Callender is still out and Oscar Ustari was suspended in the last game. So Miami will be starting their 3rd string goalkeeper in this. in this game. So that, yeah, more rotation. But then, Latte Loth might be unavailable. So, and I think Jamal Tiare is out. So then does Atlanta have the forwards to take advantage of that? I don't know. Questions scared me off. Alex?
By the way, when we talked to Inter Miami earlier this season, they love Rocco Rios Novo. He was like their guy.
Oh,
so,
they did him, yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get to see him play. Alex, do you have any thoughts on this? You
I
are mandated to talk about Messi today.
Well, if it wasn't for the Champions League game tonight, I would take Miami straight up in this game or some kind of combination. Going to Jamaica, where are they? Bahamas, Jamaica. I don't even know where they're going tonight.
Jamaica.
Then have to go to Atlanta and 72 hours later. Got to be squad rotation. And like Bob mentioned, seems like Miami has a roster like 75 players. I mean, they don't. Robert Taylor doesn't even play. Julian Gressel doesn't even play. Pico doesn't even play. Again, if anything, I kind of like Miami, the over under 1.5 plus 102 as the over, if anything. But the Champions League game again, road team again. Like I can't even take every road team this week. I got scared off because you see everything I liked was road. That's not going to happen. That's why I backed off this game. If anything, I do like Miami, the over 1.5, 102. If I had to do something, but is Messi playing Suarez on turf? Is he? I have no idea. We don't know till Friday. Because of those unknowns, I'm going to back off this game.
I think that they won't play in turf in front of 20,000 people, but they will in front of 60,000 people.
Yeah, we don't. Again, what happens tonight in Jamaica? Is it raining? Is something gonna? I don't know. You know what I mean? It's a lot of unknowns in this game because of that, and no injury report availability for me. I'm going to back off this game. That's why I just didn't touch it.
I'm going head first. Miami draw no bet plus 106. Taking a look, we have a few picks for each of us here. Scott, do you have a favorite?
Yeah, I think my favorite for this one is going to be St. Louis and Seattle. I know that we kind of disagree.
He's going all in on this. He's going all in.
Disagree
He's
on
going
that.
All. Jordan Morris is also questionable now for Seattle. I don't know if you're aware of that situation.
I didn't know that, but
yeah, he's also aware of the situation.
That hurts it.
Yeah,
but I don't need Seattle to score all the goals. I just need both teams to score here, and it'll probably happen.
And I will take some of my away draw no bets. I really don't like playing that heavy, but it's going to be Miami plus 106. Prime time, 7 o'clock. Apple intended for this game to be seen in front of a lot of people, and I think Miami's going to rise to the occasion. I think there might be some referee help in this one. Can't discount that at all. I think we have a really good slate of games here. Again, I was licking my lips until I saw that I had 8 away teams to win. Again,
the same way. Yeah.
There are some losing plays on the scorecard. I don't know where they are, but maybe Alex will tell you. Alex, what is your favorite bet?
I'm going to go with the home team I picked straight up, NYCFC over New England, minus 140. Yeah, the payout isn't good, but I'd rather get something than pay, the house. So I'm going to take NYCFC as my best bet is minus 140 this week.
I would say that confidently that's the safest bet of the week. Scott, any final thoughts?
Look, I know we were talking about this beforehand. You saw a lot in this week that you really liked. I found this week a really difficult one to pick. So good luck to everybody.
We'll see you real soon, guys. Make sure you subscribe, drop a comment down beside us, and join us every Thursday at 8:15 when we go live with some Major League Soccer.
I'd like to add one more thing. We have Leagues. What is it? Leagues Cup next week. U.S. Panama semifinals next Thursday night. I do believe. Nations League. It's so important. I don't even know the name of the competition. USA Pochettino. Let's see what he's rolling out on next Thursday. I'm looking forward to that.
And you can find us Monday with a recap and next Thursday with predictions for next MLS Matchday. Matchday 4 is almost there, guys. Thank you for joining us, and make sure you subscribe. We are the Designated Pundits.